I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce.
Just like a woman.
And I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load.
Yes, because you don't earn as much money as he does, and you have more free time than he does.
And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night, when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day, when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more.
So basically, you're saying you don't have what it takes to be a wife and mother. Got it.
Pathetic.
And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher.
Favorite water bottle. Because drinking from anything else is cringe, right?
Bruh.
Considering I was your kid's age in the early 90s in post-communist Romania, when we didn't have a washing machine, so my mom taught me how to do my own laundry by hand, and the idea of a dishwasher was something straight out of Star Trek, I truly wonder sometimes how my parents and I actually managed to survive. Oh yeah, we got shit done and didn't whine about it.
So why do you still suck? Get good today.
And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work.
Oh, sure. And your work is just as important as his work, isn't it?
My husband and I spend $70,000 a year on childcare.
That is crazy.
And people want to know, how do we afford it? Specifically, what do we do for work? How are we able to pay that much money for childcare? And here's the thing. I will tell you what we do because a lot of people are wondering, are you working in medicine? Are you in tech? Are you lawyers? What are you doing to earn enough money to pay for that? But we live in Massachusetts, which is a very high cost of living area, which means our salaries are relative to that cost of living. We also have the highest childcare costs in the country. So our childcare costs are incredibly expensive. It is very difficult to afford childcare here in Massachusetts. My husband is a blue collar worker. He is a lineman, which means he fixes electricity on utility poles. It is a very dangerous job. He gets paid like a base salary and then everything is hourly overtime after that. Like most of his pay comes from overtime. So he's trading his time for money. And that is how we budget for childcare. We'll say, how much overtime do you have to work to be able to pay for this amount of the childcare budget? And on average, he's working like between 400 and 600 hours of overtime a year, I think. The numbers change every single year based on the weather and the storms, etc. But he works a ton of overtime. I work from home in a remote position for a startup in e-commerce.
What?
I work from home in a remote position for a startup in e-commerce. I am in operations management. I am lucky because I've worked for the same team for about 10 years. And so I make a little over $100,000 a year.
So he made you late for work which is walking into the living room of your big air-conditioned house and turning on your computer.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
On the other hand, he's climbing up giant electricity towers, risking death every day, and doing overtime so he can pay $70K a year for childcare for kids he barely gets to see because he's always working. Equality, am I right?
No.
And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship.
So, even though he's never cheated and never got violent with you or the kids, and he's the perfect husband on paper, and he brings in the majority of the household income, and on top of that, he still helps you with household chores, which is your freaking job, you felt taken advantage of and wanted to divorce him because he forgot to empty the dishwasher as he was late for his daily brush with death. Oh, yeah, I mean work.
You're a damaged goods lady.
And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship.
I'm sorry, did you just say equity?
And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like.
Oh, shut up.
You know what, sweetie? I'm just gonna say it. Working from home for an e-commerce startup is a billion times less important than being a line man. Because if men like your husband didn't exist, you wouldn't have electricity to turn on your cringy little computer or charge your phone to post more cringe on TikTok. But the sad part is, your husband folded to your BS because you live in a society where men are not appreciated and constantly ruined in divorce court. So instead of being wrecked by divorce, your husband chose to suffer in silence.
Man, that's messed up.
So guys, next time you think about getting married, remember, this could be your wife.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.